Day or any day that ends in Y. We're with you every game day with all the promos and player props you need. New players get $100 in bonus bets if you win your first $10 bet. The Score Bet. Download now.
At Wayfair, the holidays are here, and I know. Let's get you prepped with Wayfair. Watch it.
Yes.
Win the season with Wayfair.
Welcome back to First Take. Giannis Antetokounmpo making headlines yesterday. Shams Charania reported that Giannis and his agent were having conversations with the Bucks and discussing whether Giannis is
Leonard, and it's O'Neal in the 5 spot. Now here's Curry after the miss from Kevin Garnett. A smooth play inside by Abdul-Jabbar.
And just look at the grace, the agility, versatility that Jabbar brings to the center position. Can beat you in so many ways.
Lillard, rebounded by Nowitzki.
I'm sure he'd like to have that back. That's a missed opportunity.
Plays it in off the window.
Well, he's such a natural talent. Has all the skill needed to produce at a high level.
Now O'Neal. Fierce move by O'Neal.
One of the most ferocious dunkers we've ever seen. Shaq capable of bringing down the entire basket.
Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T.
And with a limitless jump shot, the elusive ball handling skills, Curry can get a bucket pretty much whenever he wants.
A three-pointer, good.
Well, this is what he does. A proven scorer in the clutch.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Hornets. They've led by as many as 14 points. O'Neal there for the rebound.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
Doing what he does best, Shaquille O'Neal.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Curry against Lillard. Now Durant. And he misses the J. And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Moments here late in overtime as they look to take the lead.
You cannot afford to come up empty.
Curry against Lillard. Garnett with a screen on Curry. Lillard, it's good!
Well, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. In terms of strategy here, any thoughts?
And they need a 3 to tie. But look, they've got enough time here to find a good look. They can run a play off the inbounds, make sure they get it in the hands of their best shooter.
And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game.
Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Charlotte Hornets, fighting for their first win of the series, will try to even the score at 1-1 as they go up against the Bulls. The Eastern Conference Finals continue.
Hey everyone, welcome to the 2K Sports broadcast of the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 2 coming up. Hi everyone, here with analysts Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. And a look at the starters for the Bulls. We've got Damian Lillard, and it's O'Neal in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Hornets, Devin Booker out there with Stephen Curry. Then it's Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's Nowitzki in at the power forward position. You take a look at the Hornets. Well, it wasn't the start to the conference finals they'd hoped for. Now they need a win to keep disaster at bay.
Yeah, win here tonight evens the series and changes the narrative. They know they have the talent to come back after stumbling out of the gate.
Now here's Lillard. Yes, and it's Leonard with the assist that time.
Very few shoot the three ball as well as Lillard does, so you want him taking those shots as much as possible. Great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
He drops it from range.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Now here's Lillard. Down low. O'Neal. And he jams it home with authority.
Boy, nobody wants to get in his way when he's this deep. Watch out.
Curry against Lillard. Pass to Nowitzki. Unable to get that one.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Controls the rebound and the putback. O'Neal's got his second basket of the game.
O'Neal throwing himself around and coming away with the bucket. He is an absolute wrecking ball and a gigantic one on the glass.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
O'Neal passes to Richmond. They double him with Booker. Leonard with the ball. Guarded by Antetokounmpo. That shot is good by O'Neal.
They've missed just 1 of 5 shots so far. I like the look of this offense.
Abdul-Jabbar passes to Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo with the stuff.
Boy, the overwhelming strength of Giannis just excels at fighting his way through the defense. Very impressive.
The Bulls have gone 4 of 5 so far. Looking sharp. Pass to Richmond. Here's Garnett. Abdul-Jabbar with a rebound.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
Outside Curry. Outside Booker. And can't get it to go. Now 1 of 2. Chicago leading. Leonard looking over the floor. Inside. Here's Richmond. Yes. And it's Leonard with the assist that time. Leonard's got 3 assists tonight.
There's some mass and density to Richmond. Not the guy you want backing you down inside.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo with the jam.
How about the flash by Antetokounmpo? I mean, just an insanely talented athlete who loves to punish that rim.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bulls.
To me, it's been the ball movement. That's been the key. I mean, going from good to great. Not settling for a good shot, making that extra pass, keeping the defense off balance, and taking great shots.
You have to like the fact that they're not settling at all. I mean, they've really made a point to get the ball down inside and challenge that interior defense.
He is creeping up in those all-time conversations. Giannis has won regular season and Finals MVP plus Defensive Player of the Year. Quite the resume, and he is not done for a while.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. He's got 5. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Soft touch off the glass.
I think this is where you give Abdul-Jabbar the ball and just watch him do his thing. So hard to stop inside.
And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his first foul of the game. Durant, he's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Here's Robertson. Pass to O'Neal. 6 to shoot. Brown against Durant. Here's O'Neal. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
And their offensive rebounding is such a strength for them when he's on the floor.
Yeah, he really helps them extend possessions, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changing. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
And the basket by Curry.
That's Curry's game. I mean, you can't give him a sliver of daylight out there.
Lillard outside. Minute 32 left to play in the first. And here's Brown for 3, and the three-pointer goes.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Yeah, and the way Curry always finds the open man is impressive.
Out left to the wing. Here's Garnett. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist.
Just how you draw it up. That's a look they'll take every time.
Outside Curry. Curry draws the double. Pass to Nowitzki. The 3. Rebound by Robertson. Chicago has gone 2 from 4 from range to start things off. It's stolen by Booker. Lillard against Curry. 26 seconds left now in the first quarter. That one's off. He's 2 for 3 in the game. Lillard against Curry. Here's Garnett. Goes back up. And he takes it up and lays it in. O'Neal's got 10 points.
Trading the lead back and forth. Neither side is willing to back down.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Bulls out in front, up 2. And the second quarter is on its way when we return.
Like the league has become a little bit more injury prone than we expected. And I think nobody's exempt from that. So, proof is in the pudding that he's been more injured than he has been available in the last few years. And if you're a team, you're looking at that. You put that into context.
And let's get you back to the action as Game 2 is getting underway. And before we move on, what do you think about what we've seen here from the Bulls tonight?
Well, a big differentiator was their ability to generate offense by pounding the glass.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, guys. Without those second chance points, this game would have had a much different feel to it.
Holmgren is out there with Kevin Durant. Then there's Cade Cunningham. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Irving in at the small forward position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hornets.
Boy, Mitch Richmond, a great shooter from outside the arc. Really measures those shots well.
Booker for 3. Chicago with a rebound. Here's Richmond to the paint. Here's Collins. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It's going to go on Chet Holmgren. Chicago shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Can't get the first one. The Hornets making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Leonard's checked in for Chicago. He hits the second from the line. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Holmgren. Chet not messing around inside.
Yeah, the defense making it way too easy for Holmgren. Gotta push him farther out than this.
Here's Leonard. That one is off. Great D that time from Antetokounmpo. Irving finds Antetokounmpo. Here in the second quarter, a little over a minute of play. Oh, Giannis working inside.
Good luck against Giannis in the paint. Get out of the way is probably your best option.
Chicago's gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. Pass to Leonard. Shot by 12. And there's There's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Look, we know Leonard is a crafty, clever scorer. He knows exactly how to get the defense out of position to draw foul.
Chicago shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he knocks down the first one. The Bulls making a switch here. Lillard's checked in.
If there's going to be a trade to be made,
Would you think perfect gift to do the business? This season, you can find it. Yes, I do it.
And Leonard drops them both.
Extremely reliable. When he steps up to the line, you just kind of expect him to knock him down.
50% all the rights and
Here's Booker. And another basket for Charlotte.
Well, they count on big-time production from him at the offensive end.
And so it's Lillard who brings up the ball for the Chicago Bulls. Lillard takes the hit and scores.
Love the way Lillard can contort his body ever so slightly, able to protect the ball right there.
Antetokounmpo inside. Leonard's there. And it's Antetokounmpo with a miss. Bulls leading by 4. Here's Richmond. Yes, and it's Leonard with the assist that time. Leonard's got 4 assists in the game.
And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
You know, numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. I mean, he's got everybody involved.
The shot by Richmond, no good. For Charlotte, they've got 3 of 6 shots to go here in the second quarter. Count it. Antetokounmpo's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, you know, one thing about being a great scorer, you draw a lot of defensive attention. And there, Irving takes advantage by finding an open teammate.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
They will make it to the playoffs. It's a revive. But it didn't win one, I mean, you know what I mean? This is not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, you know, for the type of this game. You know, that's kind of stuff. They got, Giannis and even not. Going on in that locker room. It's having for the news down to it. Yes, but here's the thing everybody yeah, we got it. We had a great game last night. We came with a win over. After the team that East was the first district. But, yeah, I'll just say that Giannis never played less than 51 games in a season. In the last 4 seasons, he played 57, 53, 70, and 57 games. So, they're relatively healthy body for the most part. Don't make an extended stretch, obviously, 2 to 4 weeks. But, you're saying, what I think is that too, is that the last time we see Giannis playing in the Bucks uniform? It could be. Like, I mean, you know, when you think about some of the plays that happen, usually that's sort of
Curry, he's checked in for Charlotte. During the playoffs, the NBA leaders in shooting from the floor. The 4th spot held by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Since we started the playoffs, he's been totally locked in offensively, taking and making some good looks.
If you're on the team and you know what players are about to get traded, there's always vindicated. He didn't
3 minutes of action thus far in the second.
Or if he did play in the
Leonard for 3.
you don't hear
Kevin Durant pulls it in. Hornets trail by 4. There's the steal.
He plays 38 minutes and he just got 4 out.
Here's Richmond. He's got 7.
But this, if they're not trading, this is the best time. Wow.
Over to the left wing. To the inside. Coward. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talked about.
Oh, the flashy handles of Curry. It's amazing what he can do with a basketball.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points. But the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggressive.
Leonard against Antetokounmpo. It's stolen by Curry. Here they come with numbers in transition. Fires the 3. A minute 15 left in the second quarter. Fades and shoots. Can't hit. 1 for 2 now.
I wouldn't count on him missing the mid-range shot again. That's a good look for him.
Lillard outside. Lillard doing damage outside.
They're shooting nearly 50% from beyond the arc, and their confidence is growing.
Charles Lee wants a timeout, and we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. O'Neal, he's checked in for Chicago. We've got 1:28 left to play in the half. Booker with it. O'Neal covers. Here's Abdul-Jabbar.
Nice job getting position that time by Abdul-Jabbar. And once he gets that position, he goes to work.
And it's Lillard with the ball for the Chicago Bulls. Leading by 5 to the middle. Here's Richmond. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. They pin that one on Giannis Antetokounmpo. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he would be just like everybody else who went to the team that won the championship. So all he did say 40, he said was I won. I did it all on my own. I don't need to super team up to win multiple championships. He didn't say to win, he didn't say multiple. And he was with this for the first time.
First free throw is good.
Yeah, they're playing a much more physical game here in the second quarter.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case. I mean, they've spent a lot of time in the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
So easy to appreciate Richmond. I mean, he's an elite scorer who's really comfortable getting buckets from anywhere and everywhere.
Here's Nowitzki. Off target with the 3.
If they just continue to dominate the board.
I think they've simply been a more physical team. That's why they're ahead.
Leonard doesn't hold back.
Strong move by Leonard that time. He knows exactly how to use his strength to get an advantage.
Here's Curry. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
These defenders really need to man up, particularly in the lane.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And that one falls for Curry.
Boy, how consistently good Steph's been over the course of his career. Really remarkable. What a teammate. What a leader.
Pass to Richmond. The 3. Rebound by Nowitzki.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Here's Curry. Oh, nice job in the paint from Curry.
As a defender, it's got to be a futile feeling when Curry's in the zone like this.
So that is the ammunition for everybody else.
Lillard deciding where to go with it. They set a pick.
We proved that we can do this.
To the left wing. Garnett, that's good. Garnett's gotten his second bucket. Curry from deep three-point land. And so it's the Chicago Bulls leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Getting lots of great looks. Shooting it well. That's why they're up. Time for a quick break. Then back to the action.
Somebody else come in, they win 2 or 3. You make the thing. And the thing he wants to say is.
Welcome in, everybody, to Game 2, and it's looking pretty good.
I usually only see Shaq and Crew when it comes to food. But their performance on the board tonight is getting to him.
And looking at where the Hornets stand in the series, they're trying to even the series at 1 apiece. Kenny, how critical is this win for them?
You might say it's still early, but you don't want to drop 2 in a row on your home court.
I agree. They've already lost one.
That would be deep, just like your analysis is from time to time, guys. Appreciate you joining us. It's been our distinct pleasure, and I mean that. Let's now take you back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
No. Him, Dane, and Chris. So what you're saying, and what you're saying is absolutely a conversation that needs to be had.
And we're back with more action from the Eastern Conference Finals on 2K Sports. Stephen Curry having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him, body him up, be physical with him.
Chicago leading by 6. And so in the game for the Bulls, we've got Kawhi Leonard, and it's Lillard in at the 1. Here's Garnett. Driving in. Rebound by Nowitzki. Charlotte has gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. Outside Booker. Lets it go from deep. O'Neal pulls it in. O'Neal's got rebound number 7 tonight. Here's Richmond. 9 points in the game. Up high and down it goes on the lob.
Kevin Garnett's teammates trust him to throw it down. That's why they lob it his way with confidence.
Here's Curry. It goes again. His 6th basket in 7 times.